hop on in and we're gonna see. Basically, I don't know if we're gonna start where we left off or if we have to redo anything, but on the off chance that we don't have to restart, this is gonna be the second part of the first part of the Archon quest. So let's get going. I'm so excited. Okay, fingers crossed. I don't want to redo. I mean, granted, the cutscenes were amazing, but no, we're starting off exactly where we were. Fantastic. Oh, hi, Julianne. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Okay, we gotta go talk to Lenny. Ask how Lenny's doing on his end.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Okay. Oh, so she's gonna be the one monitoring. Gotcha.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
Wow. Okay. So she's very professional.
Who's this? Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
So I found out people are calling her Taylor Swift.
Sorry, I got a little carried away.
I can see it.
Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
I love her outfit.
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Okay. I don't know about that, but okay.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a
Oh my
large
god,
scale.
you're a fangirl.
I appreciate your kind wishes.
Okay.
Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Yay! And hi, Marky, welcome on in. No, the game autosaves.
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Ooh, wait, so we're learning magic then?
Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The whole inside is different.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice.
Hi, Aries, thank you for the lurk.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Yeah, the whole
So,
thing's
if you put
different.
2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box.
Okay, yeah, the passage links the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the
Okay, I already figured that part out, because, like, there was no other way to do
See
it.
this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely.
Okay.
The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
I still cannot get over
Once the
Paimon and the
box was
glasses.
lowered,
I love
the trolley
it.
would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Okay, so, what's the second part?
You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
It was Lynette dressed as
A
him.
phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Oh.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was
That's
in
a
the
good
mezzanine
point.
space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of
I
clothes and
knew
no one can tell
it!
Who's who? And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
So that's how it all worked. Wow. Every detail.
Okay, this makes sense. So, what do we think happened? Where do we think the audience member went? Because there's no way that the person could have gotten at, like... Yeah. So then the question is the box that had the audience member the one, like, inside the bigger box that got smashed? Now I feel like we need to go back up and look
Lynette
at the
would
bigger
briefly
box.
walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
Okay.
But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off.
Oh, that's Paimon doing that. I was like, why am I seeing our little
Someone was
hand
able
thing?
to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
Ooh, okay.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
You sure about that?
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Alright, okay, so the magic trick. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The magic box on stage has an additional layer to its rear in which Lynette and Linny's clothes would remain hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Linny had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. The magic box at the center of the audience stands as 2 layers. Beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. Okay. Alright, so we need to search under here for clues. Alright, we need to examine the board. So this should control the device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Okay. There's a smashed stuff here. Along with an outfit, a clothing. Okay, storage boxes, more clothes. And then the trolley. We'll save that investigate for last. All right, let's go back here and, oh, and the tracks too. Investigate.
Huh. What's this? Looks like
It's a grappling hook.
tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Yeah, they didn't talk about a grappling hook.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Huh.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
All right. Its use is unclear. That was not needed, but okay. Alright, what's going on with this vase?
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Yeah, I don't think it was for a trick.
Oh, Paimon knows. It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug.
Oh,
and
wait,
flip the
maybe.
jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish.
Yeah,
The
no.
vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Alright, there are many pieces of broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. I mean, it could have been dropped by, like, it could have been knocked over when, like, the crash happened, but the crash happened over there. So, something happened here.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Oh, damn. Hi, Panther Girl. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. I didn't think that's what she was wearing, but
Do you
okay.
really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Okay, the clothes belong to Halsey, the lady who went missing. The reason for this is unknown. Okay, who else thinks that this is getting more and more fishy as time goes by? High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Okay. Something smells funky here. Alright, all kinds of props and costume are haphazardly stuffed inside. Alright, examine trolley. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to... It's going too fast, y'all! The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. That's you, you'll go shower? Okay.
What is this place?
It's a vent,
It
Paimon.
seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Interesting.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, this space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than to go through those boxes, and Lenny and Lynette were in the boxes.
You're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Alright, the tunnel vent looks like it can allow one person passage, barely. Leaving along with the missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect, unless she went willingly.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Okay, can I head up here? No. You mean I gotta go back over here? Alright. But this is, just like all things considered, though, this is a really cool room down here. Like, dang, this is really cool. Alright, examine ladder. That's it? Alright. Let's go back to the surface. But how are you doing, Panther Girl? I hope you're doing fantastic. We are
Well,
putting our
we've ascertained
detective
the
hats
state
on
of the
today.
crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
You think?
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and
Okay.
no one was found hiding there.
Did we check in the vent,
like
though?
A secret chamber, then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Okay, it would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
Okay, the Oratrice will too.
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced.
Indemnitium.
From both sides, the defenses
Indemnitium.
from attorneys,
That's gonna be a
witness
mouthful to
testimonies,
say.
And even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice.
Hey, Blue Jay, thank you for the lurk.
It's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Interesting.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Okay.
So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
What?
Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
I mean, fair, but we're not on trial.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case.
Oh my god.
If that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Silver, I knew I liked you.
Whoa, whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
There it is. I was waiting on a food comment.
I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
They're probably just gonna shove pizza down our throats, which is not a bad thing.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
We can do that afterwards.
Way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets.
Pass on the tea, but I'll take the
Suddenly
sweets.
doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Okay, who else has Paimon's priorities if snacks are necessary?
No snacks.
/
Of course we'll
if
have
that's you.
snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, are you telling me there's snacks here? How do we make snacks?
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Wait a minute. You carry a stove
I
with
have
you.
eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
What the? Oh my god.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome
Okay,
snack
where's
soon
my
enough.
2 people following me around that has a stove and baking ingredients on them at all times? I would really like that. That'd be great. Okay, those look really good.
It's still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff have them do more during the baking process.
I get the feeling they're basically just like the labor, and she does everything important.
By yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
You were giving encouraging smiles. That's not what we meant, but okay, sure, we'll go with it.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
She probably learned from the best.
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a
Okay,
try.
fair,
Some of the
fair.
There's 3 for each of us.
That's not going to be enough for Paimon. Thank you, only 3!
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Paimon don't care about that.
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Uh-huh. Okay, so why don't you take a break as well?
No concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Suspish.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber.
Yep.
However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
I still can't figure out who the logical person would be for this.
Everyone was watching.
I feel like there's somebody that we haven't been introduced to yet. I mean, surely Cowell wouldn't have orchestrated this to, like, end his own life. It is possible that Halsey set the whole thing up as far as, like, an escape route to run away from her life, because people have been that unhinged before to where they would do something like that. But then again, I might have watched too many CSI episodes. I don't know. This is okay.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction.
See, at this point, I don't think she was abducted. I think she orchestrated this.
She would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Yeah, there's no evidence this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
Or could they have been working together? And then she just tied up a loose end.
And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings.
Do we know that though for sure?
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
I'm going to figure this out, y'all. I'm going to figure this out.
I see you've already had 5 of them.
Uh-huh, yeah.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine. Everyone knows how much you love eating.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon
right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat.
Okay, now food's going
No big
missing?
deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Okay, yeah, something fishy's going on here.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again.
I think Halsey
It would
and
be
Cal
awkward
were
if you got all
in
tongue-tied
cahoots.
on stage during the trial.
All right. Thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right. The likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low, too. Could it be her?
All right. It's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably going to be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Okay.
Take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
All right, so what do we know? Okay, judging by all of this... Okay, so yeah, so this is the background that was in the box that he was talking about, the interior box. But where was the water tank then? Where was that hanging from? Was it came from backstage, so why can't we go backstage? I feel like there's information backstage we should know. I can't leave, okay. All right, anyone have any ideas? Yeah, the more I look at this, yeah. I think Halsey's behind all of this. Yeah. That's my guess. I'm probably way off base. I've probably missed something. But that's my thought process on this. All right. Well, I guess we wait until the following day. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, I went too far. It's okay. We waited 2 days. It's okay. It's not like we'll miss it or anything. hopefully the Traveler has figured it out, because
things don't just happen.
yeah,
The truth one way or another.
there's a missing piece in all of this.
Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
This is gonna get interesting. Okay.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be
Yeah, it didn't go so well.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Yeah, if it's not you two, and yeah, it's not gonna go well.
Disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Okay. That or Furina set this up, not realizing somebody was gonna die. Or she might not care about that. We don't know if she's that kind of god or not. I'm gonna give her benefit of the doubt and say not realize that somebody was gonna die. All of this to get back at Lenny and Lynette for foiling her earlier, and still have her duel with the Traveler. Yeah.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Interesting.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
How?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
Okay.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, how could he not know about the sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Oh, that represents his... Oh, probably represents his stance on the trial. Oh. It's getting good.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Are they, though?
Aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
What's that got to do with anything?
The House of the Hearth?
Oh, Fatui! Wait, what?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
What the heck is going on?
Speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted?
Oh my god, I love this so much.
Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
She doesn't know that we're low-key going after a Harbinger.
Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Linny and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Linny, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points.
Okay.
First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Okay, there's no doubt about Mission's ability to con others. Given how Linny's conceals his identity, this could have all been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here, Fontaine with all the other house operatives. Must be some scheme at work here. I mean, Child's always up to something.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linny.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Just because they're Fatui doesn't mean that they did anything.
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Okay, I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
And
So
Child
you would
Ladybug.
stick to Mr. Linny's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Purita, shut up!
My dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Okay, alright. So they're Fatui. We know that the Fatui are not all bad based off of the ones that we've met in the chasm.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
99% of them are, though.
Traveler and Paimon.
We need to determine, though.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we need to determine, are they part of that 1% or are they part of the 99%? Okay.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't...
Yeah, they're the obvious choice. Okay, based off of everything we went through in Sumeru, it's very clear that the obvious is not the answer. So I think the main reason why we did all of that brain work in Sumeru with Nahida is to get us ready to start thinking and seeing behind the curtain. So there's something else going on here. I definitely think that them being Fatui is a major plot point for them as characters. Okay.
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
Paimon, you're always mad! Wait, where are your glasses?
I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
Yeah, I'm a traveler right now.
I've with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Wait a minute, are they working for Child?
Save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead.
You can't do that if we're defending you in court!
Being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how do we know this isn't just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade.
Oh, so okay,
All
so
by
plural of
coincidence,
Fatui is
too.
Fatus, okay.
But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Oh, so you have done things.
Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Alright, explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
Okay.
From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Okay, and what'd you find?
Nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way
That
back,
voice we heard.
I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Okay, but why do you want to know?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, but like... There's too much weirdness going on, y'all. Alright, I'll defend you from these charges. I believe judgment will be dispensed as it should. I'll defend you, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Wait, we already have the key evidence? What key evidence do we have?
Huh?
German's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you
I don't! Linny claims he headed to the chamber containing the oratory's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. Alright, Linny claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the oratory's core within the Opera House's underground structures. Okay, but like, what? Hold on. We apparently already have the information we need?
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well before. This is probably a prop, too. Oh, looks like it could hook onto a lot of things. Like the Traveler's fishing rod!
Okay, we have the dropped hook rope.
This flower vase is probably a prop for the show. But it also could have been used in the crime. Paimon doesn't get this at all. You think about it for a bit, Traveler.
Okay.
Why would it be? Well, there was no chance.
Shush, Paimon. We're missing something. Okay.
Doesn't seem. And there was digging a tunnel just for a magic trick? Whew. That must have been a lot of work.
Alright, there's something in the Opera House we haven't figured out yet. We missed something, I think. Maybe? I'm just looking to see if we have anything here. I'm very confused. And the nail-biting trial reconvenes. Lovely.
Both parties have returned to their positions.
Okay.
Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linny acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend
She's
me their
grandstanding big time.
this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Oh! Okay, based on the opposite accounts of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. I can't talk. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratress will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Okay.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the Opera House, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
Okay.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
Did he have time to do that, though? I don't think he did.
Time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed.
How could he have arrived in the tunnel, though?
So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
But okay, how would she have gotten out? There's so many loopholes, so many holes in this.
And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
A heck of a lot!
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw.
She got voice lines! Oh, that makes me so happy. All right. Oh, wait. I clicked the wrong thing! All right, Linny claims that he headed to Ortiz Chamber and did not witness the crime. All right. No one left the Opera House during the magic show. After the incident happened, only those cleared. Okay. Voice, no. Young lady's clothes. All right. Linny entered the tunnel. Okay. That was correct, actually. Yeah, he entered the tunnel. Identify loopholes.
According to Linny.
Okay, successfully refuted. Yes.
During the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
All right. However, was Linny really in the tunnel at this time? Okay. I think the voice in the Oratrice core chamber.
Linny
Yes!
went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
So happy she got lines, y'all. All right. No, the dress was already there.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective!
Ace Detective! What? No, you're not Ace Detective.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel.
Okay.
But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
Okay.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
I can only imagine what Karina was thinking when they recorded this. They must have had so much fun with this. Oh my god. Okay, we're evened out. We're evened out. Okay. We're making progress here. Wait, now the glasses are back? Paimon.
Isn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right.
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed. Oh!
My reasoning?
Alright, the onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cal bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners.
Okay, yeah.
Managed
I mean, because if she tries to come back with a diversion,
Well, your denial is very strident.
all they would have to do is just set off more
What
fireworks.
proof do you have to back your claims?
Alright, do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't.
Okay, so your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Oh, I don't know which one to pick. You know what? I don't like her, but I want... We'll go clue. Alright, so the evidence that Linny wasn't in the tunnel. Oh, these are all irrelevant. Okay. Yeah, it would have to be the strange sound, right?
That's right! Linny
I hope that was the right one.
or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
Uh-huh.
Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Oh god, we have to say who the murderer was? Alright, select answer to fill the empty gears. Alright, the guard's investigation report indicates the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box below. If Linny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of the onstage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
I think she had her own scheme.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
But would he have killed himself, though?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
No, I think the only one would be Halsey. Incorrect! No! Alright.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been...
Yeah. I guess he did it. I don't understand why, though.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting!
Yeah, what is this reasoning?
Your reasoning, then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay. So...
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
Alright, how can we envisage whatever that word is? Lenny has been having been unable to interfere with the crime.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Okay.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Okay, so we'll start off with Lenny. How can I prove? This right here, the strange sound. Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant.
And who's the prime suspect, which is Cowell? All right.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so no one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So
where would they have wanted to take her?
Have wanted to take Halsey. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Maybe? Ah, okay, I'm wrong about that one. Okay. Oh!
No one entered or left the opera house through... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would... No one entered or left...
Maybe? Oh, okay. Wait, was her voice the one that he heard?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Okay, leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could have likely been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lenny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. No one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been full view of the audience, guaranteeing.
You still having trouble figuring things out?
Where did she go? That's why I think she's behind this.
I see how it is.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
Oh wait, is this our missing piece of information?
Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Okay, escaping from the water tank. What are we talking about?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no...
I'm still trying to figure this out, Furita!
Then an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Okay, hold on a second.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Okay.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
What about the water? I've missed something, I think.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
Okay. Yeah.
If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
All right. I guess we're gonna examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Are we, though?
So, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him.
This is true.
But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it,
okay,
your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Okay.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Okay.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
Ooh, okay, tell us.
We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Fluid?
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the Primordial Sea.
The Primordial Sea?
What is...
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Okay.
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Okay, no!
Order!
Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found.
Yeah.
Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Okay, how?
Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Okay, the liquid from the guards found in Cowell's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water. Okay, prime suspect, Cowell.
His name is Cowell. Linney's
Yes. Okay, what item did he use to control the timing of the dissolution?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
We know Cowell. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Okay.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
Yeah.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the water from Primordial Sea, I think. Maybe? Okay, what item did the culprit use? Oh, it was the water.
The water from the primordial sea should already have... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant...
I'm gonna do this. And then this.
The water from the primordial sea should already have... The rope that's...
Yeah, I'm gonna go rope. No, we're wrong. Oh, we're just wrong on the rope. Okay.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
I think it's gonna be the other thing in the box. Yes! All right. Hi, Sam. Okay, this is slowly starting to make sense. Yeah, definitely not as bad as it was before. All right. I'm loving the Nancy Drew vibes. Yay!
The original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target.
Okay.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box...
Yeah, there were no balloons.
The water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
But why was he in there?
He encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Ooh, okay, new evidence!
Him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Don't tell me Lenny did it.
We found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lenny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Okay.
Lenny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
Okay.
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lenny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
That's not a surprise. We already knew this.
Am I right, Mr. Lenny?
No.
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
It's not flawless.
This is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lenny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Okay.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I'm very confused. I'm glad you do, because I don't.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
I'm very confused now.
I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show
I thought she didn't look Fontainian.
But I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
You're the thief!
I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
Yeah, if they know what they're doing, yeah.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Okay, now it's time to refute her.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Okay, things are starting to make sense. I knew something. She was up to something. Okay. All right. So that is we don't have anything blue there. All right, here we go. Halsey dissolved, which her name is not Halsey. All right. The clothes for this were found, maybe? No, okay. And what was this again? This was... She dissolved. Maybe an audible thump?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay. Infighting between Linny and Cowl. It wasn't them. It was, Lillian and Cowl.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowl.
Okay. Okay, so after the fight, what did she do? She changed clothes.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
I love Paimon. She annoys me a lot, but okay. All right.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked.
All right, she panicked.
Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
Okay.
Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved.
Alright, yeah, okay.
He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box.
Okay, that's fair.
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box.
Okay.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
All right, we're back even. We're back even. That's all I care about. We're back even. I am loving this.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Wow,
so
Paimon.
That's the whole
Wow.
story. Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again...
Okay, here we go. If someone stole your macarons, you'd be mad too. Yeah, I agree.
The serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks.
Okay.
He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowl entered the tunnel and met Lillian.
Okay.
Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to
it
her
does
own
make
statements,
sense.
Then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Yes!
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Okay. So we're just gonna make it exactly like Star Rail? Alright.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, don't celebrate just yet. You're still on the hook.
I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Oh!
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore,
interesting.
You would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know.
Interesting.
Discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Another trial? I don't think it's Child because he's having his own issues.
So, we're just going back now?
The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
True, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
What happened now?
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't want to see anyone falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story?
Mind frickin' blown!
Back when our parents first died,
I really need to pay
Lynette and I
attention
were
to
left
the
wandering
releases.
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Possibly, yeah.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
That's frickin' ridiculous! What the hell?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She's after the That's right! It's powered by the Gnosis!
Has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
I mean, yeah, that would be a huge crisis to kill off an entire,
Today's case has
region.
also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I get it. We have trust issues, but it does make sense.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
All right, I understand.
Bye, Linny.
What even? Okay, this really boggled the brain a bit. Because, yeah, okay, the reason why I don't think Child is involved is, because we currently have his vision. He doesn't have a vision right now. All he has is his delusion.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Oh, I wasn't necessarily looking into it, yeah.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
Oh, he's 100%.
There's new evidence from the trial. There should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
But I just think he has something bigger on his mind right now.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine.
Hi, Me-Joy.
Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
I think, okay.
And we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
For Child, I think he might have had a hand in the start of everything. But at the moment, given that his vision just went wonky on him, I think his mind has moved to figuring out what the hell is going on versus taking part in whatever plot is going on. Because, like, if his vision, he has to know, like, if he loses his vision, like, he risks losing his spot as a Harbinger. Even with the delusion. So, I think he's gonna try to figure out what the hell is going on before he continues taking part in any major plots. So, yeah, whatever influence he currently has, I don't see him having much more. At least until he figures shit out. However long that takes. It could take a couple of days, could take a week, it could be never, we don't know yet. But yeah, he's gonna try to figure that out first, I think. But how are you, Me-Joy?
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit.
I see why they're.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Since we can now leave? Sure.
We need to get that formal. Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Sure, let's go eat.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Paimon's always in for food.
Wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
Nice!
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Okay, offering to the Fountain of Lucrine? Interesting! Alright, and that's very interesting. Alright, so tell me, what do you guys think? What are our thoughts on what we just learned? That was a doozy. A definite doozy. What the heck? So, Focalors, or Focalors, however it's pronounced, I liked how we got to see that second side of her, like her thoughts and such. I really enjoyed the mystery part. Yeah. So, okay. I think that was a very good start to the Archon quest. A very, very, very good start. Oh, I'm excited now. All right, yep, that is going to be where we're going to go ahead and wrap up for today. Thank you for hanging out with me and all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed the quest because that was mind-boggling. I'm still processing and trying to... I may go back and, like, rewatch this to see if I can figure out in advance, like, see when they all figured it out. So, but, yeah, anyway, thank you for doing this. I hope you enjoyed it.